Hello, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to another episode of the Dr. Will Show. I am your host, Dr. Will, and I am here with Karen Balbier. You know how we do. So, we're going to be talking about what it means to be a connected learner. And so, before we get into it, Karen, will you introduce yourself, who may be new to who you are?
Sure. Well, my name is Karen Balbier. I'm an instructional technology specialist over in El Paso, Texas. I work with 7 elementary schools right now, so my concentration is elementary, and I love integrating technology.
Awesome, awesome. So, as I said earlier, we're going to be talking about what being connected means. And so, you hear it on, you see it on blogs and websites, and almost everywhere online now, where people are talking about being connected and connected educator, and it's hot, it's real sexy. And so, when you hear the term, how would you define being a connected educator?
I think being a connected educator, you're keeping your eyes and your ears open, and you're collecting people along the way. And so, for me, I think, when I go onto Twitter or I'm just walking in the hallway, if I see something that just inspires me or just something amazing, I want to connect with that person. I want to share what they're doing, and I want to learn from them. And so being a connected educator is just collecting people that you can bring in and learn from, and then, again, celebrate and share what they're doing.
Okay, so I'm glad that you mentioned connecting offline, because I know some people have that uh, impression, because so many of us are on Twitter. When we talk about being connected, we often associate it with being Twitter.
Right.
So, how does one become a connected educator? And again, is it just a matter of get on Twitter or joining a community, or is it more of a mindset?
I think it's more of a mindset, really, because you can connect anywhere. It could be on Google Plus, it could be on Twitter, it could be on Facebook. There's lots of Facebook groups. In fact, if you're comfortable with a particular social networking tool, there's probably a group of educators that are in there connecting as well. It could be at the zoo. I mean, really, wherever you go, you can find people that can help you in the classroom, or people that can bring experiences to your students in the classroom. And so it's a mindset. Connecting, it could be, I mean, I've gone to conferences where I'll listen to amazing people talk, and I say, hey, what's your Twitter handle? And they go, my what? My Twitter what? And I was like, I need to collect you. I'm going to need you. I need to run an idea by you, because you're so knowledgeable. And they'll say, well, I don't have it. And I said, well, do you have an email? Sure. And so I'll collect their email then. And so, you collect people where they are. And if you can bring them into Twitter, great. But if that's not where they're comfortable, I'll meet them where they are. And for the teachers in my district, it's not Twitter. There's not very many of them on Twitter. In fact, a lot of them are on Facebook. So I connect with them, find them, and and I pull them into my Facebook. But whatever way it works, I just try to meet them where they are and collect, I guess.
Cool, cool. So, what should a teacher expect when he or she decides to embark upon the journey of becoming a connected educator?
Okay, so if are we gonna talk about Twitter as far as connecting?
Well, I mean, anything, whether they want to join a social network, or they just want to get out of their comfort zone of actually talking to teachers down the hallway,
Right.
or bringing up conversations with actual people they don't know at a conference.
So I like what you said, getting out of your comfort zone, because that's exactly it. I'm kind of a shy person. You probably can't tell right now, but I am. When I don't know people, I don't know who you are, I tend to want to shy away from talking to you. But I have to remind myself that that's not how you learn. You have to get out of your comfort zone, and if you don't get out of your comfort zone, you're not going to learn, right? Because that's how we learn. And our kids are in uncomfortable situations all the time in the classroom, learning these new things, and that's the way you do it. So what can you expect? Well, you can expect the world to just open up. If I'm visiting the San Diego Zoo and I find somebody there that can connect with my kindergartners, why not bring them in? It doesn't just have to be an educator, right? if I'm on Twitter, I remember the first time I got on Twitter was because I was at a conference and someone said, hey, everybody here needs to join Twitter now. And I joined it and I didn't know what to expect. I heard it was great and I created an account. I was an egg and then I left. And it wasn't until the next conference that I went to where everybody is, here's the Twitter hashtag, here's this, what's your handle? And I think I kind of got sucked in because all of these people at this conference, I didn't want to lose them, right? Because at school, I'm still going to see those people every single day, but what about these people I was meeting in this separate place, and they were sharing the amazing things they were doing, and how was I going to find them to ask questions or to learn from them or read their blog? And so you can expect to maybe feel at first a little overwhelmed or a little lost, but then you can expect to feel fireworks and like, oh my gosh, I didn't know all of this stuff was happening, because people are sharing just some amazing things that they're doing. Just have to be uncomfortable and try it out.
Okay, so how are relationships forged, and how much of one's personality or personal life should one share within the digital space?
And that's a personal opinion totally. I think everybody is going to feel differently about that. How I feel about it is there's different social networks where I feel more comfortable sharing my personal life and some where I don't. I don't know why. I really don't. But in Twitter, I think my Twitter is more educational. And so if you follow me on Twitter, you're mostly going to see my educational posts because that's who I am on Twitter. Occasionally I'll share a picture of myself or me and my kids, but it's not every single detail of my entire life there. My Facebook has more than just education or teachers following me, and mostly Twitter is my teachers. On Facebook, I have the teachers that I've built face-to-face connections with, right? And so there's a little more of my personal life there because I also have family there. I have family that I've never met face-to-face, but I can connect with. So how much? I think just in general, when you're working with social networking, you share only what you're okay with the rest of the world knowing. If you're not okay with the rest of the world seeing it, don't post it. And it's the same thing that I would tell kids, if I'm okay with this cute picture of me and my son going viral, I'm going to post it. If I'm not okay with it, then I don't. You know what I mean? I guess that's the best way I can explain it is that whatever I post, I know in my brain it's out there, and I'm okay with that. So I post things that I'm okay with people knowing.
I understand. That's what I tell people is making sure that whatever you post or share that you're okay with and are willing to live, with the consequences
Right.
of that. So whether you're a boss or a parent or a student were to see it, that whatever goes down, that you're okay with, what will happen. And so, certain things I just tell people, you're over the age of 21, and legally there's a lot of things you can do, but just because you can do it doesn't mean you need to share it, especially if you don't want anyone, coming to you saying, Miss Johnson, this goes against policy and procedures, and parents are upset over such and such. So I like what you said, that it's all about what you are comfortable.
Well, and I think as educators, we need to model good digital citizenship. It's okay to share some things about yourself, but there are other things that you probably shouldn't tell the world. You just tell your best friend, and other things you tell everybody, right? So
Definitely. So speaking of relationships, how did you find your tribe, and what is your criteria for engaging people online?
So I don't know that I have a tribe. If I say like what I'm into, it would be instructional technology, but I don't want to follow only people in instructional technology. So I think that maybe it is a tribe. I follow, and how I found people is just by people will retweet things, and I'll see, oh yeah, that's really cool. I'll click on their name, and I'll see what they do. I like to read the description, and then read their tweets, and then decide, you know what, I need to add this person to my group of followers. I've just kind of found people based on either blogs or watching podcasts, and just listening to people speak. And I just start, like I said, it's just all about collecting people. And as far as interacting with them, um, hmm, I'm still kind of quiet there. And so when I see something amazing, I just make sure that I tell that person that I think it's amazing. And then conversations will start, and I'll learn from them, ask questions. So
Hmm. So, what is your most favorite and least favorite aspect of being a connected educator?
my most favorite is that there are teachers that I follow that I think are rock stars. So when I meet them at conferences, I feel like I've just met someone who's famous, you know. It's the learning that happens. It's the fact that I can go to work every single day. I can work on 7 schools. I can go to central office. I can work with principals, and there are just things that I'm not going to hear about and learn about unless I go onto Twitter and I read some of the blogs for things that are happening all over the world and not in just my little tiny corner in Texas. That's my favorite thing, is that I'm learning and I'm able to bring things back to the people that I work with. Um, Least favorite is probably the fact that I can't keep up with everything. I can try, but I'm not superhuman. So I know I just do the best that I can, you know.
Okay. For those individuals who are watching either now or they may be watching later, and they are still sort of apprehensive about becoming a connected educator, or whether it be in person or using the digital space for professional development, what would you say to them to sort of encourage them to take that leap?
I would say you can collect people face to face all the time. You're probably already doing that. So step out of your comfort zone, create an account. And I do recommend Twitter. I recommend Twitter because it's very open, and you can find people just by searching hashtags. And in fact, if you don't know what hashtags are, you can Google different educator hashtags, and you can find, like I said, that tribe. If I'm a 5th grade teacher and I want to find other 5th grade teachers, then I can just search that hashtag and kind of go through feeds. In a way, like I call it Twitter stalking, is you just look for people that you can pull in and learn from. And it doesn't have to be this wide span of hundreds and hundreds of people, but it could just be people that inspire you and you feel like you can talk to. Because I remember being in the classroom and being so excited about some of the things that I was doing with my students. And I remember knocking on the doors, of the people next to me and saying, "Hey, come on over, you have to check this out." And I'd get some weird looks. I think they thought I was crazy. But when I went over to Twitter and I posted that picture, "Hey, check out what we're doing," other people were excited too. And so it's motivational. If you're feeling like you're in a slump, I think it's a good idea just to go out and find other people that are excited. And so the only way you're going to do it is step out of that comfort zone, sign up for a Twitter account, and just look for people. Use the search feature. Look for, I don't know, Ed Texas, Ed Chat, Texas Ed Chat. I mean, really, if you Google those hashtags, you'll start finding people that you can relate with and talk to and learn from.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Karen, for being an awesome guest on the show. We would love to, I said we as though this is a whole big
Sure.
operation, but I would love to have you back on the show really soon.
Sure.
And for the people out there, you know how I try to work hard. I'm actually doing a show in about 10 minutes. So I'm
Okay.
doing another show on PLCs.
Nice.
And be on the lookout for some other episodes. And once again, I would like to tell folks, June 6th, this show will be hosted by Carly Stigler. So she'll be hosting an episode of the Dr. Will Show. Again, people, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again.
Thanks for having me.